Chapter 1 of Versailles Christmastide. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by David Wales. Versailles Christmastide by Mary Stuart Boyd. Chapter 1. The Unexpected Happens. No project could have been less foreseen than was ours of wintering in France, though it must be confessed that for several months our thoughts had constantly strayed across the Channel, for the boy was at school at Versailles, banished there by our desire to fill a parental duty. The time of separation had dragged tardily past, until one foggy December morning we awoke to the glad consciousness that that very evening the boy would be with us again. Across the breakfast table we kept saying to each other, "It seems scarcely possible that the boy is really coming home to-night." But all the while we hugged the assurance that it was. The boy is an ordinary, snub-nosed, shock-headed urchin of 13, with no special claim to distinction, save the negative one of being an only child. Yet without his cheerful presence our home seemed empty and dull. Any attempts at merry-making failed to restore its life. Now all was agog for his return. The house was in its most festive trim. Christmas presents were hidden securely away. There was rejoicing downstairs as well as up. The larder shelves were stored with seasonable fare, and every bit of copper and brass sparkled a welcome. Even the kitchen cat sported a ribbon, and had a specially energetic purr ready. Into the midst of our happy preparations the bad news fell with bomb-like suddenness. The messenger who brought the telegram whistled shrilly, and shuffled a breakdown on the doorstep while he waited to hear if there was an answer. "He is ill. He can't come. Scarlet fever," one of us said in an odd, flat voice. "Scarlet fever? At school? Oh, when can we go to him? When is there a boat?" cried the other. There was no question of expediency. The boy lay sick in a foreign land, so we went to him. It was full noon when the news came, and nightfall saw us dashing through the murk of a wild mid-December night towards Dover Pier, feeling that only the express speed of the mail train was quick enough for us to breathe in. But even the most apprehensive of journeys may hold its humours. Just at the moment of starting, anxious friends assisted a young lady into our carriage. She was going to Marseilles. Would we kindly see that she got on all right? We were only going as far as Paris direct. Well then, as far as Paris. It would be a great favour. So from Charing Cross to the Gare du Nord, Placidia, as we christened her, became our care. She was a large, handsome girl of about 23. What was her reason for journeying unattended to Cairo, we know not. Whether she ever reached her destination we are still in doubt, for a more complacently incapable damsel never went a-voyaging. The Saracen maiden who followed her English lover from the Holy Land by crying "London" and "à Becket" was scarce so impotent as Placidia. For any information the Saracen maiden had, she retained, while Placidia naively admitted that she had already forgotten by which line of steamers her passage through the Mediterranean had been taken. Placidia had an irrational way of losing her possessions. While yet on her way to the London railway station she had lost her tam-o'-shanter. So, perforce, she travelled in a large picture hat, which, although pretty and becoming, was hardly suitable headgear for Channel crossing in midwinter. It was a wild night, wet with a rising north-west gale. Tarpaulined porters swung themselves on to the carriage steps as we drew up at Dover Pier, and warned us not to leave the train, as owing to the storm the Calais boat would be an hour late in getting alongside. The Austin packet, lying beside the quay in full sight of the travellers, lurched giddily at her moorings. The fourth occupant of our compartment, a sallow man with yellow whiskers, turned green with apprehension. Not so Placidia. From amongst her chaotic hand-baggage she extracted walnuts and mandarin oranges, and began eating with an appetite that was a direct challenge to the Channel. Bravery or foolhardiness could go no farther.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?